Hi there. So I am back, and today I want to do a review of the book, The People We Keep, a more in-depth review. On my other social media, I do a little shorter general one, but on there I try to be very aware of no spoilers. So no promises here. So if you haven't read The People We Keep, you may want to not watch this video until you've read it because I'm making no promises. There may be spoilers because I want to be able to get on my booktube and talk about this book like I'm sitting and talking with a friend that has just read it. And we're like, girl, did you read? Yes. Did you hear what he said? No. Yeah. So that's kind of how I want to do this booktube page of mine. I want to really be able to discuss what I was thinking and feeling while I was reading the books. And so first we'll start with what the book's about. This book follows a young girl, April, 16, who leaves home. And I mean, the relationship with her dad, there's other stuff there that kind of leads up to it. It's not a really good relationship that they have. It's a really bad one, actually. And so she leaves home and she's a musician. So she plays the guitar. So the story is about her, like kind of her travels and her journey. It's giving hero's journey to me. It's definitely giving found family, but it's just kind of about the people she meets along the way, making this music and playing like in dive bars and clubs and stuff. And yeah, so and she meets some pretty incredible people, and she meets some not so good people, which is life, right? So the story is pretty heartbreaking, but there is so much joy and love and connection in here that it's a great story. So, which leads me into this. So I have a book club, and so when we started book club, I wanted to do two things. First, I wanted to start creating guides for us to kind of follow that gave us pages for notes, for discussion, a little book review or discussion questions, a book review, and some other things. And then that kind of developed into me creating these guides and adding them to my Etsy shop. So there's some few extras in it. Like this one has, on my Etsy shop, it has a bookmark that I designed that you can print out on cardstock. You can print it out small or big, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, so discussion questions. So I'm going to use the discussion questions, or a few of them that I put in here to kind of talk about on here, to kind of discuss the book to more in depth. So one of the questions in here, how do you think April's relationship with her father shapes the character development throughout the novel? Like I said, April and her dad, the relationship was not great. And it definitely, you can see how it affected her in her, how she feels about herself, her self-worth, her ability to love and to accept love like unconditionally, that people will accept her, even with her flaws and the mistakes she makes. She does a lot of running in this book because of that, because she doesn't see herself how the people that love her in this book see her. And a lot of that, I think, stems from her dad, because, you know, he's her first caregiver and the person that's supposed to be a safe space and love her. And so when you don't get that from those parental figures, yes, it definitely impacts how you deal with other people and the world. So, yes. And so another question, sometimes small unexpected acts or chance encounters can have a profound impact on our lives. Can you think of a moment like this in your own life? I've been on this planet, God, thank you, universe, for a while now. So I've had a lot of those kind of moments that have impacted my life. And I think sometimes I forget to stop and think about those small moments. But one that really sticks out to me in pertaining to books and connections is my book club, how it started. So how it started was me and a coworker of mine. I had gone through a divorce like a year before she started her separation. And when that happened for her, she kind of approached me and was like, we should start a book club. And I was like, okay. And so that turned into us being able to find those common threads and to bond and kind of heal together in some of those situations, along with reading books and drinking wine. I did tell her the one thing I needed if we are going to start a book club is every book that we chose, there had to be a cocktail that went with it, whether it was in a book-inspired cocktail, whether it was a direct reference from the book or had something to do with the book. For like this one, we're doing a bourbon cherry Coke because the main character in here makes lots of references to Coke. Coke, she says, a lot of times in here. So I made our drink for this book kind of centered around that. But it has to have alcohol because we are drinkers. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it normally does include. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that book club. And so now our book club is 4 people strong, and we are kind of all, how one of the ladies put it, each other's unpaid therapist. And so that chance encounter, her reaching out to me and saying we should start book club, has now sparked this group of women that I love and adore, and I feel support and hold me up a little bit. And I greatly appreciate that. So those are my people because of that. One last question. Let's do one last question. Okay, so discuss how the characters add richness to the narrative. Which one was your favorite among them? Ethan, hands down. Everybody needs an Ethan in their life. Somebody who, regardless of how much you push them away or how much you don't see your worth or your value, they see it for you. And they're not going to let you not see it. I think all of the characters that she meets, good and bad, add to the narrative and kind of make it feel really real and allow you to feel all those emotions that kind of come along with life and living this life, because life be life and sometimes, but life also has these sweet, beautiful moments, and they all make up this story, right, for us. So yeah, so I think all of the characters played their role well. I think it was very well written. I think the author catches your attention and keeps it, makes you feel all of the emotions, takes you on this story, this journey of April, from this young girl to kind of coming into her womanhood, and the people that she gets to keep. One of the quotes, and it's the quote that I put on the bookmark in the book club thing. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Says, here we go. It says, oh no, hold on, that's not. It's here. I marked it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, right here it says, we have people we get to keep who won't ever let us go. And that's the most important part. And that was towards the end of the book, and it really tugged at your heartstrings. It was a well-written book, a great story. You really connect with the characters, and you really root for the main character in there, April, to have her happy ending, you know, to find her people and to just find herself a little bit. So, yeah. So if you've read it, leave me a comment. Tell me your thoughts on what, what you thought about the book, the highs and the lows, your favorite character. Tell me your favorite character. And if you're interested, I'm going to link my Etsy, because for the books that I do read, I do create these book club guides. So if you're ever going to have a book club meeting and you want just a little helpful guide, I have character lists in your note pages, a drink to accompany the book, and all kinds of other goodies. And I will link my Etsy because I have a few up now if anybody's interested. But yeah, so until next time.